It's day 6, Kicking It with Fred. And you know what we're talking about, Fred's kicks, his shoes. Well, we had a great reaction from day number 5, Fred's routines, the power of routines. I wanted to share with you some of the comments from Facebook. Terry Lee says, I think it's important. My routine is spending time growing spiritually. It's a great comment. Bill Hardesty writes, you look more like Mr. Rogers every time I see you on Facebook. Have you ever thought about the sequel? Well, Bill, you must be talking about the sequel to the upcoming movie starring Tom Hanks, which hasn't come out yet. We can't be talking about sequels just yet. I think that's jumping the proverbial gun. And Greg Keller says, Cousin Greg out in Kansas City says, I would be combing the beach to find stuff. I think that would be calm and be fun. Nice and slow for me. Great video, Walt. Thanks, Cousin Greg. And do give me your comments. I always love to share them with everybody because this is an interactive exchange about our 21 days devoted to Fred Rogers. Now, today's episode, Kicking It with Fred, talks about those sneakers. His sneakers were so important, such a big part of his iconic look of sweaters and sneakers, which we talked a little bit about in episode number 4, day 4. But the sneakers are so important in a way because he would put them on each and every episode and take them off each and every episode. He'd start off with his dress shoes, put on his sneakers, and that would be our cue that Mr. Rogers was ready for playtime. He was ready for us, whatever he was going to be up to in that episode. And what's curious is, we never knew a lot about those sneakers, just that they were kind of plain and simple blue, low-profile sneakers. We find out that he wore them because his dress shoes were too noisy on set, and that was the genesis of it. But it was a beautiful sort of genesis in that way because it turned into something wonderful for us all. Now, these particular shoes, we don't know if they were Keds. We don't know if they were Sperry's or Nike's or Converse or Vans, because it wouldn't be Fred Rogers to sell out and be, trying to sell us the brand of shoes that he wore. That's just not who he was and not what he would do. But nonetheless, we got to get a pair of these shoes for me. And we've done a little research to try to find out exactly what kinds of shoes those were. So join us as we go shopping for Fred Rogers kicks. Well, these are the size 11 Sperry topsiders. Look at that. They look just like the ones that Fred Rogers used to have. But these are great. That's okay. We're just trying them on. We might order them online. That's what people do nowadays. It's not what Fred Rogers did. That's what we might do. Are good. These ones have memory foam. I wonder what those feels like. About to find out. Well, here we are with Vans. They have a similar shoe. Nice. It's a lot like what Fred Rogers would wear. This one's even got the little security device. Don't run off with it. Got extra long laces. Logo on there too.
are easy to get on. I don't know how he did it. It wasn't easy. It's a lot of work.
It's always fun to go shopping, and shoe shopping is like the most fun. I think everyone will agree. And we found out a little bit that, in fact, Fred Rogers preferred Sperry shoes. That was his brand. Now, we were able to try on some Sperry's, but it turns out we weren't able to get the right color at the store. So we went ahead and ordered some exact replica type shoes online. Sperry still makes them, and we went to their website. This is not an endorsement, but this is just the process, what we did to find the right shoes. Now, that happened to be Mr. Rogers' brand. But I'm wondering, what are your brands of shoes? Or is there just one brand of shoes that you favor, just like Fred Rogers did? Let us know in the comments right here on YouTube, or check us out on Instagram at Walt Keller, or on Facebook. I'd love to know what brand of shoes you favor. And I'd also like to know, how do you buy them? Do you still go to the mall? Do you still go to a shoe store? Or do you buy things online? What's the breakdown? What's your percentage? Let us know in the comments. And in the meantime, thank you for joining us for 21 Days to Fred.